Okay, hi, my name is Bernd Schales. I'm the owner, viticulturist and winemaker from 8th generation. We are a really young winery. We started in 2007 after we were growing grapes for about 4 years in Okanagan Falls before we moved over from Germany in 2003. And like I said, in 2007 we took over this place here in Summerland with existing winery facility on site, and that gave us the ability to start our own wine and put out our own label.
The name of the winery, 8th Generation, talks about your family.
Comes out of my family, right? My family started growing grapes and making wine in 1783. So that's where the name comes from. I'm basically the 8th generation in growing grapes and making wine.
And the first generation in the New World?
Yeah, yeah. We are the family is still operating the winery back in Germany. That is my cousins, and we are the first one who moved over to New World.
And your wife, her family goes back even further.
Yeah, we found out just recently that her family is in the wine business or in the grape growing business since 10 generations.
Wow.
We digged into old church books where all the records are written down from the weddings and baptism and stuff. And yeah, they found that it goes back to 10 generations.
It seems you're most famous so far for your sparkling wines. Talk about those.
The sparkling wine, I started that project in 2009. My first wine, what I made was a 2009 Chardonnay. And there was nobody around here in the valley who was able to bottle that kind of product. So basically we had to go for a trip to Europe and source bottling equipment, counter pressure bottling unit, which enables to put the pressurized product into the bottle. And since then we had a huge success with those wines, and this year I did a white blend, which is 1/3 roughly Chardonnay, Pinot Gris and Sauvignon Blanc, and a rosé style, which is 75% Pinot Noir and some Pinot Meunier. It's called, the rosé is called Confidence, and the white we call Integrity.
And we just judged the Confidence to be one of the best sparklings in the Northwest. So it's really proven itself very quickly.
Great news, yeah, good to hear.
Yeah. Now you have vineyards here at the winery in Summerland. You also have vineyards at your home in Okanagan Falls. Is that right?
Yeah, we do have about 11 acres down in Okanagan Falls, and that's a property where we bought in 2003 when we moved over from Germany. We bought that place. Like I said, it's 11 acres in grapes, and we just sold the grapes in the first 4 years to different wineries before we took over this place.
You worked in New Zealand. What brought you to the Okanagan? What made you decide to make this move?
Oh, a lot of reasons. One of them is the Okanagan is, especially the wine industry is on a such small scale. All the properties are so small, and most of the wineries are operating on a small scale. And we found that before we moved over in 2001, we found that the whole wine industry is so young and so in motion, and everything is still in action. And so we thought that might be a good area for us as a newcomer to start a new business, a new vineyard, a new winery. We decided that would be a good place for us to have a new start.
It sounds like about half your wine is sold here and half of it goes over to the Vancouver area?
Yeah, that's about right. We are selling about 1/3 out of the on-site wine shop, and a good portion of it goes to the local restaurants here in the valley, in the Okanagan, and the balance is sold in Vancouver.
Yeah, well received there?
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
I suspect that your style of winemaking, which kind of focuses on whites with some reds, goes really well with Vancouver cuisine.
Oh yeah, most of our wines are food pairing wines, and they fit perfectly the Pacific Rim dishes and also the East Asian food style. So that's perfect fit.
I'd have to say your most unusual wine is the Pinot Meunier rosé. And I mean, is anyone else making something like that?
I'm not sure, but there are not too many around, that's for sure. But when I first started that wine in 2007, I never heard of anybody else doing that wine.
Tell us about Pinot Meunier, because I suspect most people don't know about it.
Pinot Meunier is basically a mutation out of the Pinot Noir, and it's coming from France. And it's got similar grape growing conditions. It's got more fruit on the palate, and it's more on the fresher side, and it has a slightly more higher acidity. And that's all the parameters I decided that's kind of style would accomplish the rosé style wine.
Well, it certainly seemed to be beautiful fruit, great acidity, so I suspect that's a real favorite with restaurants as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
You're more than welcome.